All right, so pound Aussie here. Man, uh, yeah, I've been pretty wrong about these. I thought these would turn around. So like, no, sorry, Euro Aussie, pound Aussie, Euro Kiwi, pound Kiwi. I knew that they were super bullish. I knew there's a ton of momentum, but I thought they would have turned around by now. I thought they would have found some resistance just because of the areas that these are heading to. I mean, obviously, this is completely taken out these wicks. If this candle closes, it's still got 10 days left, but it closes. If it closes full like this at all, then it's obviously taken out these previous wicks over here back in September of 2021, and it's going to be headed to these zones. So probably around like 203. So yeah, these I'm gonna go over all these today, but for pound Aussie here, like completely overshot. I mean, I never showed this, but I wanted to if the trend changed, which it just never did. So um, you can see on a monthly perspective, it usually does about 738 pips. It's already done 880, so it's way overextended, but doesn't really seem to be stopping. Even Friday's candle, very a pullback candle, but barely. So um, we'll move these monthly parameters because these are completely shot. So, and now we'll just look for possible. I mean, I would not buy this because I think it's just super overbought and it just continues to go up. Which I mean, you could buy this. So that's the thing. Like you can, based on momentum and just kind of more so luck. I think like you could buy this and it could continue to go up to about 203, which is where we look to see for our weekly, or sorry, our monthly kind of liquidity levels. Delete all these for now. But so like that's kind of what I'd be looking at now. I mean, your next real area, yeah, of significance is way up here. So this by all means could keep going up to 205, 206. That's on the weekly, but if we look on the monthly, it's a little bit lower, so I'd actually drop this. So, I mean, this is probably where it will go, to be honest. But because I thought it would have ran out of steam before then, just because especially just because the monthly range, right? Like I said, the monthly range at the time was about 700 pips, and it's already done. Oh, it's almost done 900. So it's moving way more than I thought. I thought it would have lost momentum, but it hasn't. So therefore, the rest of this month and probably in mid next month, it's just going to continue up to this massive zone here, and then maybe it'll turn around there. I just didn't think the Aussie and the Kiwi were that weak, but apparently they are. So I'm not really looking to trade this. I mean, you could if you. I don't really like that this has no pullbacks. That's the thing. This trend is so solid, which I guess that's good in itself. But I mean, if you're just looking for a liquidity zone, you got one right here at 190, 198.7 kind of thing. If you wanted to drop it down to 198.5, I'll actually mark this in here. 198.5. Oops. So I mean, if price comes back down to this area, I mean, you're welcome to buy it. I just don't. I don't know. I don't like when things don't pull back at all. To me, it's like this is just sketch because if this starts selling off, which I do think it's going to run out of momentum eventually. I mean, if it doesn't now, it probably will in this zone. It's a major zone. It's just it can't run up forever without any pullbacks. And these aren't even real pullbacks. Like this is very minimal. So I do think this is going to run out of steam eventually. So personally, I'm not going to buy this. But I mean, from a technical standpoint, you could essentially, if price comes back down to this area and rejects, then this is your trade. I'd probably shoot for maybe 203 kind of thing. But again, it's way overextended on the month. Even on the weekly, let's see. Oh, I guess it's a brand new week. So you still got like probably 250, 300 pips left on the week. But I mean, that would probably put us pretty close into the zone. So it depends on how this week goes. But yeah, personally, I just don't want to buy this. I want to just leave it. I want to let this die off. And then if I got to wait, a month or a few weeks or whatever, then I will. But it seems to be flattening a little bit, but again, this could be temporary. This can still push through this zone. I'd be looking for price to come back down to 198.5 and look for some rejection, so something like this, and then look for your entry kind of thing somewhere in here. If you wanted to buy it and just ride out this momentum to as high as it'll go, which I mean, this could be the end. Up here could be the end. We don't know. and I just personally just got a bad taste in my mouth. I'm kind of mad. I wanted this to turn around earlier, and it just didn't. So now I'm miserable about it, and it's just like just nasty, just relentless, straight up. I mean, I wish I would have bought it down here, and I wish I wasn't so, I don't know, naive to the fact that this like will not turn around. So it would have been nice if I would have just bought it down here and just wrote it up, and just kind of, you know, looked at it and was like, oh, this is bullish, buy it, and just bought it and never thought any more of it and just wrote it up, because I would have made a lot of money. But I mean, I missed out on that, I guess. So it is what it is. But I'm still looking for this to turn around. But I think as far as an immediate possible trade, if you wanted to take it, is, you know, rejection of this 198.5 area again, and then just hoping that it breaks this area here. So if you buy it down here, and then hopefully there's just enough momentum breaking out of this zone upwards, so that it breaks this area and then heads up to, you know, roughly 203, which is kind of where the area, where this major area of liquidity starts, based on, you know, March of 2020's highs. So it's kind of what I'd be thinking for pound Aussie. I want it to turn around. I want it to lose momentum. I want to short it. So the sooner that happens, the better. I basically, in my mind, this trend is done, but it's not yet, clearly. But I want this trend, this run, to be in the opposite direction. I want to catch it at the top and just ride it down. You know, if I could sell at 203 and just ride all the way down to 180 or something, you know, something crazy, make like 2,000 pips, that'd be fantastic. So that's what I'm personally waiting for. But I do see a potential possible trade at 198.5. You know, if price comes back down, rejects this area, and all the momentum is still there, right? Price is still obviously above the 1 hour, all that. It's still creating, even as of right now, it's flattening out at this zone, but you can still see it's creating lower, or it's creating higher lows. So, and then as of this candle compared to these ones, I mean, there's technically a mini 1 hour zone here that price just broke. So honestly, you're probably good to buy this right now. I'm just not going to. It's not, no, I got a lot of other positions open, so I don't want to, and I'm miserable about pound Aussie. I want all the Aussie crosses and the Kiwi crosses. I'm miserable, so I'm just waiting for this to turn around. So we'll see if it turns around at 203, or maybe now, but probably not now, probably 203. So that is my take on pound Aussie.